Welcome, welcome, beautiful souls. Super excited to be here today. I have a special guest I am very thrilled to introduce you to, and her name is Jess. Jess has just graduated from my personal coaching program. It's 9 weeks. It's the New You program. It's all about figuring out who you are, understanding your God-given gifts, and aligning yourself up with your soul's purpose. Jess is such a beautiful soul. She is actually what we would call a young soul. You know, many of us in this group are old souls, and Jess came to me and we have figured out that she is a young soul. She's had some amazing life transformations that have taken place throughout our personal time of coaching together. And so I wanted to say, welcome, Jess. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Jess. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to share my story with you guys and maybe reach a connection with somebody who's listening. So happy to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. I'm so proud of you. This has been such an amazing journey together. Jess, tell the audience, whoever's listening, tell them a little bit about how your life was before you enrolled in the program. Like, what was that thing before we got on our discovery call that was just like, oh man, I have got to call Stacie. I've got to see if this is for me. What did life look like?
Oh, wow. So if I could sum up in a nutshell, life for me, I've always been a very anxious person, a lot of stress, some depression, an overthinker. I was always called an overly emotional child, and I've kind of been that way for quite some time. So I just retired from the military in 2016, and I really thought that that weight would be lifted off my shoulders, and I would be happy and free and woo, now what am I going to do with my life?
Right.
And I was still stressed out, and I was, still going through some stressors, and I developed this, even this left eye twitch, work with stress, everything was stress, and things started happening to me. I took a trip to see my mother, and I spent 5 days just in Mother Nature and sitting outside and connecting with animals and, rain and, all those great things. And I came back different. I don't know. It was just like a breath of fresh air, if you will. And then I went down, I had seen a documentary on consciousness, and that was a new thing for me. And so I went down that rabbit hole, and I was researching, and I was doing all these things, and all these things started happening for me that I couldn't quite explain. And I did more research, and I heard about awakening, and so I Googled that right away, and I was like, what is awakening? Oh, that's me. What are these things that are going on? And I started to feel like, oh my goodness, numbers, coins, feathers, all these things, music, lyrics. And I came across your website, and that's how it all kind of started.
Wow. So it almost sounds like just this snowball effect. Like you just had this whole 5 days in nature, and all of a sudden it was like everything started clicking and falling into place. And it was like you finally allowed yourself to just be, which then the veil started opening your eyes, opening the door, and whew, boy. And then snowball synchronicities, you found me throughout this whole awakening part of this journey. Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. And a lot of times I do find that many people that are on this awakening journey are experiencing that anxiety. They are experiencing this oversensitivity, emotional, just, what do I do? And then you just retired thinking, wow, okay, everything's going to lighten up and I should feel okay. But, oh, that wasn't really the case. It was still lingering. And then all of a sudden this door opens. Wow.
Absolutely. What's funny is when I was at my mom's, I actually had posted to Facebook. I was videotaping a deer, and we were just like staring at each other. And I was like, oh, I think I just connected. I think we made a connection. And, at the time, I didn't even really think that, but now hindsight, it's been quite a journey. Getting out of your own struggles in your own head, in your own anxiety of just overthinking. From the military, I was diagnosed with 80% anxiety. So, I knew that was a thing. And I was just looking for a way to get out. And when I started getting all this information about awakenings and, all these signs that I'm getting, I was like, I need help. And, I had reached out to some family and some close people to me. And sometimes, they don't quite understand. So then you feel even more crazy, like, help, so.
And that makes you feel alone, right? Like nobody understands, like, I don't know who to talk to. I'm alone in this thing.
Absolutely. And at the time I had a cousin on my dad's side who I knew, because I had seen her talk about all these things, and I knew she could help. So I just data dumped on her. I was like, this is happening to me. This is happening. What's going on? And the first thing she said to me was, you are not alone and you are not crazy. And that's all I needed to hear. You are not alone and you are not crazy. And, I jumped on somebody else's, Facebook site, and they were doing readings, and I was like, oh, cool. And but yours kept popping up, and I'd scroll through and I'd be like, and then what drew me to your site specifically, are you seeing these signs, the numbers and the feathers? Do you think you're crazy? That type of thing. And I joined, and, amazing people on the site. Everyone's, posting their journey and answering questions and that type of thing. And so, yeah.
I love it. I am so glad you found us, because that is the thing that many people in understanding divine messages, they're like, oh my gosh, where has this tribe been? I can't talk to anybody. Nobody gets me. I'm all alone. And I thought I was crazy. And so just even being in the Facebook group can be so healing on so many levels for so many people. Wow. So Jess, tell me, like, once you started the 9-week New You program, what was like your big aha moment that was like, oh my gosh, I am on the right track. I'm doing the right thing. Like, this is, wow. I was not expecting this, but now I know I'm doing the right thing.
Absolutely. It was during one of our Wednesday calls. And I had tended to be a little more quiet. I had seen some things when I was, meditating or whatever that, I didn't put out there for the group yet, but one of the other members, was going through her story, and had mentioned specifically she has a fingerprint, and that's what I had seen. I was so kind of scarred, and I was like, oh, it resonates with me. You mentioned, we're all unique, we all are different, and we're here in different ways, and just like a fingerprint. And that, I was like, whoa, fingerprint, that's what I saw. I saw a pink fingerprint when I closed my eyes, and I thought I was crazy. I never said anything because, hey guys, got a fingerprint in my head, what does that mean? I felt a little weird about it still. But as soon as she said that, I was like, oh, fingerprints, what? So that was my biggest aha moment, connecting with another member like that, that I was like, wow, this is real, and it took some time, like, this is happening. I saw it, and so that was comforting. That
is so awesome. I have like goosebumps too when you talk about that. And some people might be like, what's the big deal about the fingerprint? But I'm telling you, like, divine messages come in pieces. And many times as we start to understand the divine language so that we can understand what the messages are, because it's a language. We have to understand this language and we have to learn how to do that. We get pieces to the puzzle. And so you had gotten a piece to the puzzle. And as we were working as a group, as a collective, the universe will pull us together to be able to help each other. And as a collective, we're stronger and, stronger in numbers. And so I love that this other person talked about this fingerprint. I know it sounds silly, but it is amazing. And they talked about the fingerprint, and I remember seeing Jess's face was just like, oh, what? Oh, unmute, I have to tell you. And that was so exciting because that's validation, right? And a lot of times when we're in the midst of learning all of this stuff, we need confirmation that we're not crazy. We need confirmation that, okay, I'm getting it. Like, okay, maybe I didn't understand exactly what this fingerprint was all about, but somebody else just shared information, and then someone else just got a download and had a piece of the puzzle, and someone else just got a download and had a piece of the puzzle. And so it was just like, it all just came together. It was so awesome. I just was so excited. Awesome. And you're right. We're all so unique, just like a fingerprint. That was such a neat message that you got. Oh, so now you're graduated. I know it's kind of scary because you start to branch off on your own and you start joining the alumni, but how does life look now compared to before when you were dealing with all this anxiety and all this sensitivity and feeling alone and crazy? Like, what's life look like now, Jess?
It's definitely changed. When I started the program and throughout, my friends and family, they've all said it, you've changed. Even a fellow at work was like, what have you been drinking, tiger's milk? Because you're different, And I was like, I love it. I'm learning about myself and who I am, self-love, because that was a big struggle for me. Self-confidence, self-love, unconditional love for myself, and I was always kind of I want to help you, but, I didn't help myself first. And that's what I've been working on. And I think throughout that, I can reach out to other people and help them as well. Goodness gracious. I'm going down a different path, of healing, and I'm taking Reiki 2 on Monday, and I'm going down that path that, I feel led. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited that with this newfound information, I can help my children. I can help myself. I can, find out what my purpose is and what that looks like for me. I'm a totally different person. I look at the world differently. I walk down the street and I see people differently. I don't drive with that, maniac, those types of things, just little things, making small changes for the greater good, and through that, I hope to help other people, who are maybe struggling with the same things, so it's a work in progress, it's a journey that I'm continuing to practice and learn and, all that good stuff. And
love that.
It's been a journey. It's been a beautiful, wonderful journey that is life-changing.
Yes.
It was life-changing, and it still is life-changing because I have so much more to go, so.
That is awesome. It's beautiful. And I have seen a change in your countenance, in your face, in your glow, your smile, your eyes. I mean, when you first came to me, I was like, oh, this girl is just needing lifting up and needing love. And I could just see that you were just like this flower that was needing water and fertilization and love. Like, oh my gosh. And here you are. So beautiful. So proud of you. And it isn't easy. It's work. You have to put the work in. You've got to do the work. And you did that. You did that. Very, very proud of you. What do you call yourself now? I mean, it could change, but right now, I know you're on the Reiki path.
Right now, in intuitive healer, it could change, but I'm I'm on the path, and I'm figuring it out, and still working through it. So you have that feeling inside you that you just you want to help people. You just want to help people. I want to help show them that light. I want to let them know that we we weren't meant to struggle, as we so often say, we weren't meant to struggle, and pass along that love. And
I love that. What a beautiful earth angel you are, and you're finally finding this and finding this beauty that's been within you. It just needed to be unlocked and all the layers removed so that you could really find that earth angel Jess that's here to help. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
So anyone watching this video and they're like, oh my gosh, this sounds like me. This sounds similar to my story. Wow. What would you tell them? What would you say to them if they're thinking like, yeah, maybe I need to make the discovery call. Maybe I need to book that, or maybe this is for me. What would you say to them?
Trust that feeling that you're having inside. If you're having that feeling, it's for a reason, and make that jump for yourself. Make that jump. When I decided, when I called you and we set up the discovery call, it was a big jump for me. It was, and I was even surprised that I did it, because I'm the type to just sit within my own feelings and no, it's not me, it's not for me, but it is. And if you're having that feeling, then it's for a reason. And I highly recommend reaching out, because it has truly, truly changed my life. And it's just a beautiful experience with a beautiful, beautiful group of people who are all, in their own struggles and working their own journeys and their own paths, and just make that call, and get started on the new you. Get started on the new you.
That's right. And Jess is now experiencing the new her, and the new her keeps blooming petals every day. She's like finding out new things. And that's the thing, after the new you journey is complete, after you complete the 9 weeks, it doesn't stop there, because now you have the tools and the understanding, and the flower just keeps blooming and blooming and blooming, and there are more petals come, and it's just beautiful. And I even see my alumni like 6, 8, 9 months after they've graduated still blooming. Like new gifts are opening up, because they're continuing to do the work, and they're continuing to practice and do that work inside. We can't self-master ourselves if we don't go within and do that work. So thank you, Jess. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting me share my story.
Oh, absolutely. Mwah. Love to you. Angel blessings to everyone. Thank you. Book your call. I'll put a link in, and if it sounds like you and you're ready to invest in yourself and find that new you and do the healing and do the work, reach out to me. I would love, love, love nothing more than to have that discovery call with you and figure out a plan to get you enrolled in the in the New You program and master who you are this year. What a great time. This is the perfect timing. All right. Until next time, we will see you soon. Bye-bye.